step I take, I move my truth. Every time they tell me stop, I use every comment, hate that makes my feel. Gather up my energy and boom, I hear them talking, saying the way that I move is so reckless. That is a part of my mind I've been blessed with, giving my blood, so I am relentless.
This is a Keep Hammer Collective. This is hunting season recap, episode 1 of 1.
Yeah.
So what is today? Is it in September still?
Yep. 29th.
So we're pert near through all of September, which is the Super Bowl for me.
Pert near.
Shit, hellfire. And so September is what I work 11 months for, and it's about elk season and a couple, maybe a deer or two in there. But yeah, so here we are. We wrapped it up, 2025.
And now it's time to do a recap.
Let's do it.
So we should cue everybody in. We should let the people know.
No laughing on This Is Not Shit Talkers Weekly. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. That.
What the? Well, I guess a short sold good.
Yeah. Anyway, so we should let everyone know that this year I did not go on 3 of the hunts, just went to Wenaha because I was training and swimming, which we'll get to later. This isn't Shit Talkers though.
No, so we'll save.
Yeah, if you want to hear those stories, go check out the previous episode. But I did do research, obviously, into what we've talked about, what you posted. So I got some questions.
Oh, good.
We'll get some things cleared up.
Okay.
And we'll run through all 4 of your hunts this year.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, number 1.
Yeah.
Who is?
Kramer and Haynes.
Yeah. Okay, so it started with you went down to Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it started here. We should talk about that. You went opening day.
Oh, right.
Here.
Yeah. So, okay. Here was my schedule. I think Colorado opened September 2nd. Arizona for San Carlos Big Bulls opened September 3rd. I had to be in Utah for an elk hunt on the 16th. Okay. So we got from the 2nd to the 16th, I have to kill 2 bulls and a buck. So that's in, what is that? 2nd to 6th, 14 days. So 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I mean, I've definitely done that before.
Definitely.
What I didn't figure in is in between all that was driving back and forth a couple times, 10-hour drive both ways, because the bulls, San Carlos was so hot. The drought is just crazy down there this year. They've never seen anything like it. It's so dry. But point is, before that, Oregon opened on the 28th of August. So I'm like, I can't just sit at home for a couple days. What am I going to do? Not hunt? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go bomb over to Wenaha, try my best to not kill a bull by myself. And this is a whole other thing. I don't even know if we can show the film, because back in the day, so I said we were going to film this and make a film. Back in the day, I had to quit hunting the wilderness in 2008 because some new law, BS, whatever, license or permits said you couldn't perform commercial activity like filming a movie in a designated wilderness. And I used to hunt the eagle cap.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, they weren't giving permits for it. You couldn't, there's no amount of money you could pay. So we had to basically stop hunting the wilderness. I don't know if that ever changed because I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to have somebody dictate whether I can share this or document it or do whatever. And then, getting landowner tags, putting in for draw tags. It's just like, I just wasn't in the wilderness for a while. I mean, I've done some grizzly hunts and brown bear hunts and things like that where it's definitely, backcountry. But down here for elk, I hadn't. So I don't know what the status of the filming permits is or are, or if it's changed, or if they just said, you know what? We were making a big deal out of that. That was stupid.
Right. I know a couple of years ago they passed, I don't know, I guess passed, but they basically amended filming in national parks because they had the same the same kind of rules,
stipulations.
but
Yeah.
they completely opened it up.
Did they?
Yeah. So
I haven't heard anything about it since then, but that was back when I was with Eastman's, and that was all I was doing was
Right.
wilderness. And that was like the business model is public land. And then I went to Rocky Mountain Elk for a while. They said, "Oh, you're killing too much. You're making it look too easy." I'm like, okay. So then I'm not there anymore. But anyway, wasn't filming. So I don't know if it's changed. And I'm to the point now where I'm like, it's this commercial activity. It's like we don't have catering and a film crew, and it's like there's like you with a little, basically your phone.
right.
Is this a commercial activity? So I'm almost now, if it still is a thing, I'm almost like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's not like they'd make a big deal if I ever got like a ticket for no film permit and try to turn it into like, a Ryan Lampers thing, but obviously it wouldn't be. And I'm almost like, I don't care. I'll pay a fine. I don't know. What are they going to do?
Yeah,
they can't tell you can't hunt.
As long as the consequence wasn't like poaching.
I guess I got to figure out what the consequence is before I'm willing to just deal with it. But the point is, I wanted to film it or document it or whatever, whether we could show it or not, or whether it's just a home movie. We'll figure that out later. So I went over there and I was trying not to kill on opening weekend. Wanted to check it out. I had never been there. And I knew that was going to be my last elk hunt of the year. The thought process was, I'm going to go and get so dialed in on these other hunts. You're going to stay home, swim and get in shape for the mountains.
Damn straight.
Hopefully work on the storyline for, this film we want to make. And I would just go and I'd be on my A game by the time I got to Wenaha. That was my thought.
Yep.
So I went in on opening weekend for a couple days, and what I learned, and I think we've talked about this on maybe Tanners or probably Shit Talkers, but I learned that it was very rugged, and where I wanted to go was going to be a big test.
Yeah.
So I called you on the way home, and I said, "You're going to get your shit ready because this is going to be real.
Yeah.
And if we're doing this, you got to be ready." So I said, take these 3 weeks off from, because last year, filming all 4 of them, we had some emotional roller coasters.
Drama, some might.
And you were like, if anybody says this must be nice or this is just easy because you just show up, and then you were just like, you're going to have some words with them because it is hard.
Yeah.
Dude, traveling and okay, not aside from the traveling, killing anything with an arrow, I don't care where it is. And just so you know, I've killed, people will say, "Oh, you only hunt private, this, that." It's like, I fucking hunt everywhere. I've hunted all over the world, different countries, different states, everywhere. Australia, Africa multiple times, Alaska a million times, Canada a million times. I kill everywhere. So guided, unguided, private, or public, whatever. I get it done everywhere. That doesn't mean that it's easy.
No.
Because it was a fucking grind last year.
Yeah, and it's not like you're just going to these private places looking for any animal.
Yeah. And people like to say, "Oh, you get led around." They tell you, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. You have no idea what you're talking about.
I didn't witness any leading going on. I got led around.
Yeah. So point is, it's really hard. And I thought, well, it was like, by the time we got back last year after 4 elk hunts, we needed a break. So I'm like, I don't want to drag you into Wenaha on a rugged backcountry hunt like we were last year,
right.
Just barely hanging on by the end. So I'm like, you just get ready. I'll go do my thing. I'll be hopefully on my A game, and then we'll get to Wenaha. So I went in that weekend. I saw a couple good bulls. Really, it was really hard not to shoot them. But I didn't, and it was amazing. I was by myself also because I was down on the bottom of the hole where I killed my bull, actually the same creek. And one reason why there's like a 360 down there, I could have killed at 20 yards or could have a shot, and there's no guarantee on these killing things with archery, but I could have loosed an arrow at him. But I didn't even know if I was going to be able to get out of there, let alone 300 pounds of elk meat on my back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it wouldn't be responsible to kill this bull right here. So I didn't. I didn't have a plan for the meat, really. I was by myself, packed in. And point is, got out, called you, said, hey, this is the real deal. Let's get ready. And then I'll see you when I get back.
Yep.
That was it. That was opening weekend.
Yeah. So you did that, and then you came back, and you flew to Colorado.
Yeah, I flew to Colorado Springs, got a car, got down there. What did I do? So I got everything squared away. I've hunted this area for 20 years, since 2005. So I definitely know what to expect. Bobby Hill owns this property, and the same guys are always there. Johnny Hamilton's there, Wes Yoder's there. It's Patty's the cook. It's all good. I love it. But I always have a buck tag and a bull tag. And so my thought was, I'll go and I'll get a buck because they're in velvet. You want to get them before they rub out. And, opening weekend is about the best time to catch a buck off guard, for sure. So went down there, opening day came. I think we went out. Yeah, we did. We went out. Then I got there on the night before. We went and looked at some bucks and, just driving around, glassing, getting to vantage points, and then, looking for deer. We had a couple bucks. I posted those, like a number 1 and number 2 buck, and they're big, like 190.
Yeah,
and, I mean,
studs.
Freaking giant bucks. And as it turns out, I'll just say it wasn't the 190. The 190 kind of eluded me, but there was this heavy, probably like 185, and I mean, the fact is, I shot 2 arrows at it.
Really?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, both times juked it.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
And we hadn't even really talked about that, but I think like 50 yards. One was 46. Yeah, one was 46 straight down. And this buck was eating there's some acorns up there, eating on the oaks. And I came in perfect right over this ridge. And I'm like, oh, he's freaking dead, quartering away, 46. And I draw back, and I don't know if I skylined or whatever, but he looked right when I drew back, and I shot, and it sounded like it hit. And Johnny was glassing from, I don't know, he's in the spotting scope. I wanted him to film. And he was a ways away, but, I shot, and I'm like, knew I missed. And was going to go get my arrow. I was like, well, how in the hell did I miss that buck? 46 yards. And he's like, I was going down there. Then he came over and he goes, you hit him. He goes, I heard a hit. I'm like, didn't hit him. He's like, I heard it hit. And I'm like, oh no, he's texting me. And I texted him back. I said, well, you're wrong. And I held up, my arrow hit this like log. Oh. And I held up this log and the arrow is sticking in it. So that's why it sounded like it hit the buck. Buck went over, bedded down again, and watched him go. Perfect spot. I get back down 50 some yards. Could have been 58 or 59, but same, shooting down. He gets up, and I'm perfect. And he kept going to the right. I shot, went to the right, missed him again. I'm like, what in the frick? I haven't missed a lot.
A complete whiff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have that than a wound for sure. But I just didn't know what the heck was going on. That buck was just, had my number. So came, and whatever. That was like the whole first morning.
I saw a clip from Johnny through the phone scope of you were kind of playing cat and mouse with the buck.
Oh yeah,
and he busted you.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah, different buck.
I think that was the same buck. No.
Okay, I just know I commented. Somehow this is still my fault.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did. Oh, so that was the first stock of the morning. And I had that buck dead. That was the same buck. I missed it twice. But before I missed it, I got down and I was like, oh, this thing's dead as shit. Wind was good. This little tiny buck got in between me and the target buck. And it just, I was kind of trying to stay in the shadow of the oaks, but I was sort of in the sun peeking up, and he saw something. Anyway, that footage. Yeah. So that was through the spotting scope. And I wanted that on the kill, but anyway, so I had some opportunities, and I just couldn't. It's just, again, I don't miss a lot. I don't completely miss hardly ever, but anyway, that didn't work out. So in the afternoon, I still wanted to find the number one buck. I'd shot at the number two buck, that 185. Well, the number one buck we figured was 190, 195, big frame, cheaters. So we're up high on the ridge in the afternoon, and I glass down and I see this buck, and I'm like, there he is. That's the buck. And then Johnny looks, he's like, no, I don't think that's him. And he looked very similar, but he was heavier and a little tighter. Point is, perfect position. So I went down and had a great landmark. There's a log there and like this cut bank thing. And right at the top of the cut bank was a log. So I'm like, if I can get to that, if the wind holds going up like it is, he was feeding right there, kind of on this little bench. And I'm like, if I can get to that log, I got him. So took a while, got down there, got to the log, slowly eased up on this dead tree thing. And I'm up there trying to not make any noise because it's just solid oak brush and I just can't see anything, or I can't see any animal. But I'm like, I thought he could be close. So I just ease up there as quiet as I can. And I stand up. Then I'm up like 3 feet higher. That thing's about as high as this table. And I'm standing up there and I'm like, God, where the hell is he? Should be right here. Just right then, this big oak brush right in front of me. Here comes that fucking giant buck walking around that oak brush at 14 yards. Oh. And I'm like, so he comes and he looks at me and I'm just standing here like this, and I can't go, like I'm balancing on this log, first of all. I can't do like this big thing. So I'm like this, and I just pull my bow like this, which about dislocated my shoulder, but just like kind of pulled it like this. It's like, could barely get it back. Got it back, and then went, right when I got to him, just shot and just freaking smoked him. And he ran 50 yards, just freaking legs going everywhere, blood going everywhere. Piled up in seconds, and I get down there, and he is freaking giant. Yeah, he is. We scored him at 205, that's my biggest buck, that top one right there, and that's 208. He looks bigger than that. That buck is. I don't know. He's got little extras that I think add up, but the buck I killed, giant, heavy thing. But yeah, smoked him. Then I thought, well, this would be a good one to pack out on my back. Just not a good one to pack out on my back. And so about killed myself doing that. But point is, got the buck killed, one of my best ever, made a good shot, felt good about it, overcame, the two misses, which it's about like, I mean, you can dwell on a miss. You can dwell on a screw up for sure. But we always talk about, me and the boys are like, Brady in the Super Bowl against the Falcons, he threw a pick six, I think, and he's like on his hands and knees and kind of dove at the guy, but he's like 10 yards away. It wasn't looking good there, down like 28-3 or something thing. And then he was able to shake that off and come back and lead him to the greatest Super Bowl comeback ever. Yeah. So we always say, hey, Tom Brady, gotta shake it off. Gotta, can't dwell on it. Got to get it done. It's like, this is where you prove, who you are. And so, yeah, I was able to get past those misses and then make a good shot on that buck. He's a giant. And yeah, that was incredible. So my thought was that I would go to San Carlos after that, try to get a bull, and then come back to Colorado for a bull because the bulls weren't really going in Colorado.
Did you see any, or?
I I think we did. Yeah, no good ones.
Nothing memorable.
No, nothing big. Just nothing was bugling.
Yeah.
It was just quiet and a lot of water, so all the animals are spread out. Couldn't really, they weren't really and normally it's kind of dry, and so they're going to be around water. When there's water everywhere, it makes it tough.
Yeah.
Anyway, I bombed down a 10-hour drive all the way to San Carlos, got there.
Yeah, I think you texted me, this 10-hour drive really sucks alone.
Yeah, it did. Because I think you drove, well, except for coming back, I drove, but you drove a lot of it. And it's easier with somebody. Easier to navigate all those McDonald's orders and in and out and red vines. And so, I did the solo all the way down there. Got there and heard that it was rough because it was a drought and nobody's really seen anything. Nobody had heard a bugle. Oof. And it's like normally
that's crazy.
It's San Carlos. I mean, it's like the best ever. So we went out and I don't think we heard a bugle, and I'm wondering if we saw an elk. Me and I have a different guide every year for whatever reason. But this year I had Randy Hopkins, who's a stud. He's guided Kit before. He's never guided me, but we were doing our best there. Bo was shooting good. Everything was good. Everybody was doing well. Homer was there. Swung by, talked to Tim Stevens at Fishing Game. It was all good. But just the bulls just were not going. And we ended up like trying to find, so they weren't in their normal areas we even went up to, the dry lake area, and it was just bugled like before light, not one sound.
No kidding.
That's
wild.
Dead. And we're like, where in the hell are these bulls? And dry lake was like small. It was it's normally a big lake. It's just dry.
Right.
So we went lower to try to find some bulls for the second day and found some in the morning, glassed some up, and there's actually some bugling there. So then we had a plan for that afternoon.
They run cameras and stuff. Were they getting anything on their cameras or?
No.
Wow. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. So Big Joe's son, do you remember him?
Yep.
He had cameras everywhere. I think he's helping guide this year. Mark's son Dan had cameras, and just no bulls. And so I think the rut, the cows just weren't coming in heat because it was so hot. Yeah. So the rut is going to be delayed, which is not good when you got the first 2 weeks of September. I had the first hunt, and then the second hunt is the last 2 weeks. I'm hoping it picked up but after I left, but when I was there, we found that pocket. I think we saw like 7 or 9 bulls when we went lower, and there was some bugling. So in that afternoon, we had this big stalk get into this kind of this rim, and hopefully get the wind was going up. It was miles to get back there or to get up there. And then, I had this spot I wanted to get to, and I thought if we could get there and look down where we put the bulls to bed in the morning, that we're going to be able to spot them and then make a play. So me and Randy all the way, Dan was way down, miles down, but had a spotting scope, and he's just kind of watching from the distance. He ended up filming and getting me some cool footage, but we didn't have communication with him at all. So we were just kind of going blind, but it was fun. Saw a bunch of coos bucks, saw rams up on the rim. It was bear.
The area looked just so beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
It's cool.
And that part was wet. They had water there. So obviously that's why the animals were there.
Right.
I mean, there was tons of bear, but like I said, the rams and those bulls and lots of coos bucks. But anyway, we're kind of wading through all those animals, got up to where I said, to that spot that I wanted to get to. Then I was like, okay, perfect. We had like maybe an hour left, which is a little bit tight. It took a little bit longer to get there, maybe an hour and a half left, but got up there and right where it's like you could look over and kind of finally see the lay of the land and try to figure out where these bulls might have been. We saw 2 younger bulls on the way in, and they kind of had spooked, but they were down in there somewhere. So I get up there, and this is a place where it's just amazing country. and cliffs. And so I'm on the edge of this cliff, and I like just kind of look down like you do. When you're mule deer hunting, you're always looking straight below you because it's sick to see a big buck bedded down there, right? And so I look straight below me, and here's this giant bull. I'm like, oh, I was right above this huge or this nice big 6x6, and I'm like, oh my God. So I rangefinder says 42 yards, which straight down normally it says 20. Right. Because it's straight down. So I'm like, if it's 42, it's got to be like 60 some.
Yeah.
And that is kind of a hard shot. So here's another fun fact. I missed that bull.
No.
Oh God. So thank God I'm Tom Brady, basically, with the attitude. And I can just be like, oh, yeah. Oh, you that one up too? That's all right. Watch this one. So I'm like, it was hard. It was just hard shooting that far straight down. So I'm like, I don't know what I did, but it went right over his back. But he didn't know what the hell happened. So I shot, and he's just like, he didn't know. He doesn't expect anything straight above him from 60 yards. Shit. So he didn't move, or he kind of moved maybe a couple steps. And I'm like, okay, I got to buckle down. So I pull back again. I just really, really focus. I got that pin. I'm holding right on his spine. Because I'm like, I'm just going to go straight through this thing. And I hit like maybe an inch or two, a little bit to the left, but pretty damn straight down on him. And the arrow went into his chest, and I watched him take off, and he, went like 150. I could see him flashing through the trees, 150 yards, and then kind of heard a crash, and then nothing. So I'm like, good sign. Randy's like, where did he go? Where'd he go? Did you see? Because he's like right there, but over that cliff, it's hard to see. And I said, yeah. He's like, right. I said, last I heard was right there. So it took us a while to get down, but we get down there, and Bull's dead. He died in probably 10 seconds. And got him killed, made a good shot. He looked healthy. So the drought, I don't know. I think down there's a little more water, but that was that. That was
had a little velvet left on his.
He did, yeah. It's just like they're so far behind. Yeah. It's just so weird.
It's wild.
It's so weird that they've never, they've hunted. They've been in this elk country, the Stevens brothers for their whole life and never seen a year like this. So I don't know what that's going to mean.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember seeing the footage of you up on the cliff band, and I was like, oh, it'd be such a sick photo.
Dude, it would have been such a sick video.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I could get the elk too.
Straight down. I don't know how you could. It was hard for me to shoot that way. So to film, I don't know.
It'd be tough.
But the photos would have been incredible.
Yeah, I would have f***ed up the video, so the photo would have been.
Your legs would have cramped. No. So that turned out good. I got that kill. Everybody's doing good. The camp was good other than, it was just slow. Yeah. It was just slow, but great camp. Dan Agnew was in there. Big Joe had another hunter, I think, a 9 Mile.
Big Sexy,
he did. And they killed a bull with rifle.
Oh, nice.
So that's good. And nice bull too. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I think Eric Chester was over there, and I think he hunted every day of the season, no kill. And it's like 18 days, dude.
Yeah,
that's not what you expect at San Carlos.
No.
I mean, with a bow, you're definitely making it harder on yourself. Most people don't bow hunt, especially with how coveted those tags are. Most people want to take a bull home. Most people won't stick through it with a bow the whole time. Or stick it out with a bow. But he did, and no bull. So
it's tough.
It's kind of break sometimes.
Yeah. So how many days total were you there for?
Like 2.
2? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. No, it just seems longer.
You got to load up and drive right back.
Yeah. So I'm excited to announce a new sponsor to the podcast, Element. Element was created by former research biochemist Rob Wolf and has enough sodium, potassium, and magnesium to move the needle and get you feeling and performing your best. Plus, it has zero sugar, artificial colors, or other dodgy ingredients to derail your low-carb lifestyle. That's why Element is my go-to electrolyte drink and trusted by many of the world's leading health experts and athletes, including Team USA weightlifting, coaches, health practitioners, and teams across professional, collegiate, and high school sports leagues. You're also guaranteed to find an Element flavor you love. Try fan favorite citrus salt or raspberry salt, get spicy with mango chili, or mix chocolate salt into your morning coffee for a mean mocha. Element is offering listeners of the podcast a free Element sample pack with any purchase at www.drinklmnt.com/cam. Also, try new Element Sparkling, a bold 16-ounce can of sparkling electrolyte water. Ketone IQ is now backed by research from KU Leuven and Team Visma. Ketone IQ is showing powerful results in helping your body bounce back quicker and push harder, especially in tough, low oxygen conditions. Here's what the science says. Number one, ketones support EPO production. Yes, you heard that right. EPO. That's a hormone that boosts red blood cell count and helps deliver more oxygen to your muscles. Two, they improve blood flow and vasodilation, getting oxygen and nutrients where you need them faster. Three, and also they enhance brain oxygenation for better endurance, sharper focus, and quicker recovery. For better endurance, sharper focus, and quicker recovery. Whether you're an endurance athlete, a weekend warrior, or just someone who trains with purpose, Ketone IQ is the edge your body's been waiting for. Ready to unlock next level performance? Go to ketone.com/cam for 10% off and 30% off your first purchase. Killed a buck in Colorado the first day, killed the second day in San Carlos, then it was headed back to Colorado to try to find a bull, which I figured that was going to take a little while, but I had some time because I didn't have to be in Utah till the 16th. So now is a little bit ahead of schedule. I think, God, I might have got back there by, it took a couple days. I think I dicked around for a day, then another day to drive, then got there. So maybe it was like the 7th or something by the time I got back. And got back to Colorado and let's see, how did it go? Oh, yeah. We had, other hunter, Robert was in camp. Let me think how that went. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it was. Robert is pretty high strung and big personality and thought that Johnny's so calm, cool, and collected, thought that it'd be good for Johnny and Robert to work together, then I would go with Wes. Wes Yoder, I don't know if you remember him.
Oh, yeah.
But
love Wes.
Wes is a stud. And we've hunted together before. And so I don't know, I don't know how it was, maybe Wes was guiding Robert before I got there. But anyway, we made a switch. Robbie and Wes were guiding Robert. And Johnny was going to take me. But we made this switch, and Robbie and Johnny took Robert, and Wes went with me. Okay. And then Wes took his camera and did everything, has whatever. So we were out hunting pretty good, trying to find bulls, it still wasn't easy. But one evening, things started to turn a little bit. And I had done this walk, got dropped off at the top, and I did the walk, kind of how I killed that bull right there, but from down a different drainage. And when I did it, it looked awesome. I didn't see any bulls, but I saw a bear, and I'm like, well, I got a bear tag. Maybe I'll try to kill a bear. So I like that walk. Well, we went back over there because earlier in that afternoon, we had heard some bugles in that area. And sometimes there's some gas wells there. Sometimes the gas wells sound like a bull bugle. And so you're like, sometimes it's hard to tell. Like you hear that high pitch from a distance. Anyway, we thought we had some bulls. So we're heading out there and rain's starting to spit, a little thunderstorm moving in. And I heard a bugle. And I'm like, I just heard a bugle. And then we're like trying to figure out where the hell it came from. And because it was super windy. And so I went over to the far side of the ridge Wes was on the near side of the ridge, and I went walking back to his side, and I saw him running to the other side of the road. I'm like, why is Wes running around? And so I just go, and I didn't know what he's doing. I thought maybe he just was cold. Maybe he's had to burn some energy. Well, so I kind of head that way. Well, he circled around to where I had been. So we're running circles basically. Anyway, I finally see him, and he's like pointing, Daddy, he's like this. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So he goes, there's a bull coming. And I get right over the ridge, and he's like, sits down like he's going to film, like this bull's going to come in. And I said, no, stay with me. And so we went down, and I saw this bull coming up, and he's like an old gnarly bull. And I just bring Wes with me, and I tell him, stand right here. And here's this bull coming up, and I'm like looking, didn't know what side of the tree he's going to go on. I didn't know. I had to draw back and then try to figure out which way he was going to go. So I saw he was coming on my kind of to the right side. So I draw back. Wes was kind of, you'll see in the film, but we actually can make a film out of this because the footage is amazing. But he was kind of stuck in the open, and the bull, I think, saw him. Of course, didn't see me.
Yeah.
How could it see me? Anyway, I was at full draw. The bull's like from me to you.
Yeah.
It's close. He spooks, and I just step out at full draw, and he stops for a second. Smoke him, and he goes down and piles up on film. And
I saw the GoPro footage that Wes was wearing.
Yeah.
And it's pretty.
Did you see the real footage?
No. Did you post it?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say in the caption you said you were going to, and I was kind of waiting to see it, but
oh, it is.
Oh, really?
It is sick.
Oh,
dude.
That's awesome.
And the GoPro, is he just wears it on his chest? Those GoPro cameras,
it wasn't half bad,
dude.
Yeah,
they're crisp nowadays. But then he had a bigger camera, so between the two, it's incredible. But yeah, anyway, made a good shot, and that was another one at like. So I mean, the San Carlos bull was a little bit farther of a shot, but these two in Colorado both were like 14 yards on the buck, and then this shot was probably like, I don't know, 10 yards. I like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, got him killed. Then it was kind of cool. There was a guy flew down from Wasilla to meet me that had met Roy's wife at Walmart or somewhere, and Johnny said, "Hey, there's this guy I want you to meet. He's, whatever. He wants to fly down and have lunch with you," which normally I'm just like, I don't need more shit to do during a hunt, right? I don't need to be thinking about entertaining somebody at lunch. And just like, I want to focus on the hunt, right? I want to focus on getting ready and shooting during the middle of the day if I need to, or just getting in, I missed a couple shots.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I got some shit to work on, right? I mean, I'm not used to, that was 3 air balls. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I had so much confidence, but that confidence can go quick. But when you've done it for so long, it comes back, right? Point is, though, I can't be distracted by entertaining people. But it actually, I said, kind of reluctant. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I guess. If he wants to fly from Alaska for a lunch to Colorado, must mean something to him. And I didn't know who it was at all. Well, turns out I killed that bull. He had showed up from Alaska, and he showed up to help pack it that night in the dark. And I'm like, who the f is this guy? No, it's a guy from Alaska. And I'll just tell you right now, it was probably one of the most impactful conversations I've ever had. Wow. It was like such a God thing and such a faith thing and so much. I just will never forget that talk that we had. And I'm so thankful I didn't say, no, I'm not doing that. Right. I'm so thankful it worked out the way it did, because it'll be something it'll be a night I'll never forget for not just because I killed a bull, but because of, I was able to meet somebody very special and hear some incredible testimony. And I'm so thankful for that, even though I was so reluctant and I don't like things screwing up my hunt or distracting me ever.
Yeah.
When I'm focused on that, but it was for a reason, and it was important. And yeah, so that's, that was incredible.
Yeah, wild how, if you didn't do it, you probably wouldn't have thought twice.
No, I wouldn't know what I missed.
Yeah, exactly.
But now and his stories were crazy. He's bought a plane up there in Alaska, has been with this badass pilot who's just, it's just, the stories are crazy. So yeah, I mean, I just can't say enough how thankful I am for that whole thing from Johnny to Wes to, I'm always thankful for Bobby for allowing me to hunt his property, and, Patty the cook. It's just, and Robbie, I love Robbie. It's just like that 20 years there. And then to have, another positive experience on the night of a kill, never forget it. But, yeah, so that wraps up Colorado, and I think
you had a few days.
I think I came home.
Came back home.
Yeah, I came home because I killed that one, got that done, and I had like 6 days before Utah or whatever it was, and so I came home for a little reset, and then went to Utah. Utah is just, I've been there for 15 years too, so it's incredible elk hunting.
Yeah,
the hard thing there is just finding an old bull. Right. They want it to be 7.5, 8 years old for sure. And it's hard to age elk sometimes. There's a lot of bulls, a lot of like 3 and 4 year old bulls. Yep. And just loaded with them, but hard finding an old one. And I was a little bit, I kept thinking about Wenaha. I need to get back, but this one was Adam was there, Greentree, Rogan was there, and Evan Hafer, and this was our big kind of fun hunt. Like intense. It's intense because it's elk hunting, but it's also a lot of camaraderie, and we have our own little camp, and it's just I look forward to it all year. So while I didn't want to miss it, I was thinking about the big hunt at the end of the season. It's a once in a lifetime. It took me 24 years to draw this tag here. So I'm there the whole time there thinking like, do I need to really kill another bull in Utah? Or should I go and take full advantage of this Wenaha? So anyway, it was, we had, Caleb was there taking photos. Truett was there. I love sharing, the hunt with Truett and all that. So yeah, it's, Joe killed, Evan killed, Adam killed, everybody killed, and I took off out of there. So I texted today about going back if, they already have their schedule set, right. But, and I'm like, do I really need to go back? I want to.
According to some people, you don't, but
who would say that?
Oh, I would. This isn't Shit Talkers Weekly, so I would.
Oh, right. No, we can't say.
Yeah.
We can't say. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not broke up either way about it. I've had a lot of success this year, but I just love if those bulls are bugling and if they're bored and need somebody to keep them company, I could make that trip. So anyway.
Were they pretty active there or?
They're off, dude. It's fucking nuts. It's nuts there. It's just so many, it's steep. We, and yeah, it's right. You were there.
Yeah.
It's not flat.
No, it's a cakewalk compared to Wenaha, but.
Yeah, definitely. But it's for most people, it's pretty steep country.
Oh, it's not easy. None of them are easy, but for whatever reason, people seem to think in their head that it's a flat pasture with elk in a little 10 by 10 foot cage.
Yeah. And you got, see the fourth bull from the left, that's the one you want to shoot. Just walk right up to them.
Yeah.
That's what they think.
In our 3D scan, that scores 363.
Yeah. And this is through our R3 program. We got more hunters in here than we've ever had. And we're really building this. No, just kidding. Some people have big freaking boners in their butt about R3.
Okay, so you came back here, but because this is the hunt I was a part of, and whether or not we get to make a film out of it, this one I wanted to do a little differently because I can ask you questions.
Okay.
Some of these they could be tough,
Okay.
or you might not want to answer them, but there's a few. So
Pass.
yeah.
Wait, no, ask the question first. Then I'll pass.
Okay, question number 1. What do you think of when you hear Wenaha?
Legendary elk country. I mean, Oregon's most famous trophy unit, basically, is what Wenaha is. Everybody knows Wenaha. Here's how it works. In Oregon, your dream hunt is Wenaha. Sometimes you put in so long, you build so many points. It's been 20 years and you're not drawing. So some people switch to Mount Emily or Walla Walla. They call that those are the big 3 in Oregon. Those are the trophy units, but Wenaha is the best. Those other units do border it. Wenaha is just what everybody knows. It's like, you're going to draw Wenaha. Everybody knows. And everybody knows the bulls that live there.
Okay, so you put in for 24 years.
Yeah.
I mean, walk me through a little bit just kind of about when you first started putting in for it. Obviously, you said everyone knows about it, but knowing, I'm sure back then it wasn't 24 years to draw.
No.
Right? You get point creep, but when you first started putting in, I mean, when did you expect to draw?
I do not think about the future. I think about like tonight and tomorrow, and that's about it. So I was putting in for it, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
For me to play the long game on anything, because I'm always like, now. I want it now. Right now, what do I have to do? How much does it cost? Could I buy it now? Because I can make money more than I can make years of time, right? I can't make up years of time, but I can replace money. So that's what I'm always like, I'll just do whatever it takes to take advantage of this opportunity right now. Well, with a draw and how Oregon works, you have to play the long game. So I wasn't even thinking about Wenaha at all. I thought, I'm hunting, doing my, the wilderness hunts and whatever. I can't even believe I put in for 24 years. I can't believe I had my shit together well enough to make that happen.
I know last year you had mentioned like, I got a good chance of drawing this year, and then you didn't.
I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you didn't, it was just like, another year that you didn't draw.
No.
Whatever.
Even this year, my odds were 70%, and I figured probably won't.
Yeah.
But I did. But yeah, Wenaha's legendary.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got more questions, but we'll scatter them throughout the story of Wenaha. So you got back. Well, first of all, you texted me and you said, coming home, leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the next day.
Because I didn't know, I didn't know my schedule, so nobody really knew. Tanner didn't know. Wayne didn't. Wayne stayed over there he's been there since like the 80s waiting for me. But everybody was just, wait, when are you getting back? When are you getting back? I'm like, I don't know. I got to see how these hunts go. And so finally I'm like, okay, I got to get, this was I was like, I got to go by Thursday. I got to get out of here. And I wanted to drive over there Friday, be there Friday to pack in Saturday morning. And so finally on Thursday I said, coming home, we're leaving in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I thought was cool too is, Tanner was such short notice, but even he was like, everyone at his work knew you had drawn the tag. Everyone was like super supportive of him being like, hey, I got to go. I got a 2-hour notice. He's at work.
It was like 7:30 in the morning. And I texted, I hadn't even talked to him. I said, hey, I'm leaving at 10. I'd like you to go. And he's just like, I'm at work. Well, okay. He said, should I ask? I said, yeah. So he did. And they were like, oh yeah, hell yeah, go. Oh, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The thing about like his crew, they all take all September off elk hunting. So, and it's a great company. So you start off, this is like his second year there, but he's got 4 weeks of vacation, that's generally not how it works. So he's in a great position to take advantage of an opportunity like that. But yeah, he was all in, and And in 2 hours, so left work, got home, got all his shit thrown together, and was here on time with 10 days worth of stuff loaded up, ready to go. You know how long it takes people to get ready for a 10-day backpack hunt? A while.
It took me longer than that, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, he was just, because he was so dialed in from his own wilderness hunt where he killed that giant bull. And so he knew kind of what he needed, just had to assemble it again. And everybody was here at 10 and
took off.
We were out.
Kind of a long drive over there. It's 7.5 hours, but made the drive and pulled into camp where Wayne was at, where he's been since the 80s waiting for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Wayne, so he grew up hunting the Wenaha. His dad took him there when he was 12. He's 64, so a long time, 50 years of knowing that country and mostly just loving it. And he said himself, he's like, he thought this was his last hurrah on these type of hunts because it's hard. 10 days on your back is in that country. It's hard for anyone. And he thought this is probably it. And I don't know about that. I think he seemed like he's got a little more in him still. He's getting around pretty good. But it was cool. He'd been there. He took out Big Joe is another guy here, drew a tag. He took him out for about 4 days and he killed like a nice 7x6. Not quite in the bottom where we were, but still very steep country. And then he took out the kid that was camped, Riley, that was camped by where Wayne was. And they had some opportunities. I don't think Riley ever shot, but Riley ended up killing a great kind of like this gnarly old bull also. Not with Wayne. It was when we were all together. I think he was with his dad or somebody when he killed that Riley kid was. But Wayne had been there. We were fired up. Because he'd been hunting, he had a really good idea of where the bulls were, but still with as dry as it was over there, it felt like the country was changing by the day as far as where water was, and that's gonna determine where the elk are. So we had to do a little, learning on the fly also.
How valuable was Wayne's knowledge, though? I mean, 50 years to kind of have him staying out there and ready to help in any way he could.
Well, I mean, he loves helping people. I mean, he's like he loves teaching people. He loves, just being involved and helping people succeed. I mean, that's what he does every day at the bow rack. Yeah. He helps new people succeed at shooting a bow, new archers succeed, and this is no different. He just wanted to help me succeed, do whatever he could. He's like, it's your hunt. You tell me. He goes, you tell me what you want to do. And, I'm like, I'm just trying to appreciate being hunting with him again, because it'd been probably about since I killed that big buck in like 91 since we did a backcountry hunt together. Been a while. And so I was just trying to really just honor that, just our kind of our bow hunting history and how far it's taken us, and then has taken us apart a little bit, and then brought us back together for this hunt. So I was just trying to like really just absorb that, what it meant.
Yeah.
This is my life.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And to have him there and to be friends with him for decades and him on the bow rack and be such a pivotal figure in my life, it was a lot going on, but it was all meaningful.
What did Roy think about the Wenaha?
Roy, he hunted it before it was a draw. So yeah, he's used to running around that country. I don't think he ever killed a bull there. So we never hunted Wenaha together, but I would go, I can't remember I don't know if I can't remember when he hunted it. I remember him going with Wayne, and I remember them saying they're in the Blue Mountains. And I didn't go. I wasn't with him. I don't know if I had to work or what it was, or if I'd already killed a bull. But at that time, that was before Wenaha was really Wenaha, when Roy was there.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't help but think, or listening to the kind of the stories you and Wayne were telling throughout the trip, about your guys' history and Roy. And I mean, it was super cool. But you guys also talked about how much he loved backcountry hunts like that. And
Who?
Roy.
Oh, that's all Roy wanted to do. Yeah, he lived for that shit. Yeah, Roy was made for the backcountry, made for the mountains, and just at home every second of every hunt we were on.
Yeah, I couldn't. It felt like to me, here's this hunt that you'd put in for 24 years, and as someone who's trying to capture a story and soak up as much of it as possible, it felt like, all of that time really culminated into this one hunt.
Yeah, I mean, whether you're thinking about it or not, like consciously, and like what it means, it's like, oh, this is so impactful because this has been 2.5 decades of waiting for this opportunity. Whether you put it in those terms or not, it just subconsciously how long you've been waiting for this. Whether like I said, you think about it or not or whatever. I'm the one who put in my application for that tag every year, so I knew what was at stake. I knew how important it was. And so it was just trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah. So we woke up that next morning, we drove into camp and, drove to the trailhead, and it was not that long of kind of walking out onto that spine where we just started going straight down.
Yeah.
And it was steeper than a motherfucker.
Yeah. It was, what's steeper than a cow's face?
Yeah. Steeper than a $2 chicken stuck under a coop.
Steeper than a $2 whore.
That's steep.
That is steep. Yeah, no, that drops right off.
Yeah.
But we drop off, we hear bulls. Then we get down there. Wayne loves calling. So we set up, and there's a bear down there. And I was like, maybe I should just kill that bear to get warmed up. Came in, it's like 39 yards, wanted to smoke it. But I mean, I've been thinking about this elk hunt. I can't screw up first day of my elk hunt messing with a bear. So I let it go.
I really thought you were going to shoot it. And I was like thinking about the pack out and what we were going to do. And,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was cool it was good footage.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, Tanner said, if you want to kill one, I'll pack it out. And once we got over on the other side, I think that probably changed.
Yeah.
I mean, he still would have probably because he's a beast, but definitely turned into a bigger ordeal on the other side because that bottom was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess to get through, to even walk through. So there's no horses getting through anywhere.
No.
But yeah.
So if you want to hear all the details about me shitting the bed, I have to go to Shit Talkers Weekly. But get down to the bottom, refill water, and started up the other side, which was hot and dry. Mm-hmm. And, eventually made it to camp with some mishaps.
Yeah.
But we were all pretty thirsty.
Yes.
And low on water.
Yeah. We made it up to the ridge, and it was a good spot. And we had a bull bugling over there. He sounded giant, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was just pretty good. It's like a 340 bull, nice bull, but he sounded like a freaking. We thought it was going to be the big bull we were after. He wasn't. But the thing I remember about that was being all dried out, and then also waking up at 1 a.m. in the morning because it's raining, and we didn't put any of our rain flies on because it was 1,000 degrees. And why would it be raining when it's 100 during the day? 1 in the morning starts raining, and when you don't have a rain fly on, that rain is just, you're basically sleeping in the shower. So we scrambled up. It was like a 1 a.m. fire drill, throw that rain fly on, and try to get back to bed. But so that was that night. Yeah,
but I mean, before that, don't want to skip over. We ended up getting into a bull. We had a calling set up. Tanner was filming. Again, you can go hear details on the other one, but my legs were cramping. I shit the bed. I couldn't keep up. So Tanner filmed. Wayne and I ended up kind of dropping back. We got into a call setup because there was a bull bugling up on the ridge. Tell me a little bit about what happened there, because he came in
a little bit too hot. basically I screwed up on that one too. So he was coming in hot. It sounded good. I could see him. He was a shooter, definitely a big bull. Then I looked back and Tanner was kind of in between. I mean, I like being in shadows or being by a tree for sure. Tanner was in between two trees. And I was like, I told him, I said, this bull's come bearing down on us. I said, I don't want you in the middle. I wanted you back in that tree. I said, just get up here. So then me and him are both like behind this tree, like in this little tiny area. Here comes this bull, and then I'm like mad because I'm like, I wanted Wayne to call this bull down here. It's coming right over the top of me, which if you got a bull coming in, you don't want it coming right over the top of you. That's why we talk about directing calls to the side to try to get a triangle. So if the bull's here, you're here, you want your caller here to pull the bull here. Nobody can see this, but just envision. Yeah, exactly. Triangle. So this bull is coming out over the top. So I drew back like right behind this tree, again, not knowing what side he's going on. If he came here, he's going to be like 2 feet away. Yep. He went here, spooked, whatever, turned into a shit show, but we didn't get him killed. That's all I know. And he was big, and he had a drop tine. And I think the footage is pretty good, at least. Yeah,
him coming in
is good. So we'll show that for sure. But yeah, that was that kind of that encounter. And then, got rained on. Then we got up in the morning and went way out that ridge, like 8 or 9 more miles. You stayed at camp to kind of get your bearings straight. We went out, didn't hear shit because it's dry. We heard like maybe one bull bugle 2 times way at the bottom.
It was super windy.
It was windy. Couldn't hear anything. Checked in with Cal Halliday, who was also at another place. He said he froze all morning because of that wind and couldn't hear anything. So it was just a rough morning. But by the time we got back, I think we had lunch or we ate something and then loaded up because we're still out of water. Yep. You hadn't got water all day. We hadn't got, we went all the way so far down. And I asked Wayne, I'm like, how far is this? I said, we're so far down here. I'm just going to go down and get water. And he's like, no, it's still a long way. So I'm like, God. But we make it all the way back up. I don't know if we ate something. I don't think we did. I don't think
so. Everybody's mouths were too dry to eat anything. Yeah.
So we got packed up because we knew that there's water about 2.67 miles away. Just under 3 miles, there was another spring that wasn't dried up. There's a spring that was dried up, or kind of where we were. But this other one, Wayne knew he had water in it from helping Big Joe, and or knew there was water there. So we made it out there, got to the water, ate, drank. We were merry. Everybody was pumped. Can drink.
The mood changed a little bit once we got some water.
When you get some water and fuel, dude, I think we ate 2 meals, and it's so good.
Yeah.
And then, so we got camp set up right there at the water, then went over the ridge to try to see if we could hear anything down in the draw. Or it's not a draw, it's a freaking big drainage, but we heard a couple bulls, and I saw the bull I think that I killed was down there in the bottom. And, so we had a play, and that was at, getting kind of close to dark, but we had a plan for the morning. Yep. And went back, got some sleep, loaded up in the morning, ready to go.
Yeah, woke up and there was pretty thick layer of smoke that morning. I remember waking up and my mouth was so dry.
Yeah.
But yeah, ended up making the sunrise kind of cool, at least for video. But anyways, so we woke up and headed down that same ridge knowing that, we had time now and we were going to bomb off of there and do whatever we had to.
Yeah.
So what is in a situation like that where I think a lot of people would see that bull and see what they have to go down and back up, where is your advantage in that?
Endurance. Yeah, I can just push. I don't want to say I don't get tired, but it's going to take a lot to get me tired just because, of the training. So I can go after every bull and still hunt well. I feel like still make good decisions, because a lot of people, they might try to go after every bull, but they're taking shortcuts. They're getting lazy. They're getting fatigued and breaking sticks and kicking rocks, and just, where they should make a big circle to get the wind right, they're going a little shorter, a little tighter. Sometimes the wind gives them up. I feel like I can hunt right for a long time.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't even fit. I was actually each day that went by, I was feeling better back there and getting stronger. So by the time we dropped down there, and then we saw a herd bull way up on the other side, and went up after that. I wanted to go after that one too. And so we did. And that turned into another shit show. Did not. I mean, you might say you're going to go after stuff, and that's fine. You can do it. But to get into bow range takes some luck.
That bottom that we had to go through.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like playing limbo through there.
Well, Tanner started to film because he thought I shot a bull and it was busting through stuff, dying. I'm like, nope, that was just me. That's how loud it was.
Yeah, we crawled through there, and all of a sudden the bull that we thought was kind of up above us or directly kind of side hilled was down below us.
Yeah.
And I remember you looked at me and you were like, what the?
Oh, God. Yeah, sometimes you try to go because you don't know. That could be the chance, but that one, nothing went well, other than way the hell up on the ridge, found water up there.
Yeah.
There's a little spring.
That was nice.
And we got got our mouth wet a little bit. But other than that, I don't know what we learned on that one. Not much. But we had elevation, and then now we're on the other side of where we camped in the big drainage. And now we're like, okay, we got elevation again. Let's do some calling. We had more bulls lined up. So with that fog in the morning, or the smoke in the morning, there was not a sound. It was dead quiet. And we're like, what? How is this? This is Wenaha. And we were bugling over miles of country, not one, but they woke up. So sometimes once the sun comes up, those bulls start to get going a little bit. And then by like 10 or 11, bulls were going off.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I love sitting there, you're high up on this side and you hear bulls bugling, and you're trying to pick it out. Like, where's that coming from? And sure enough, it's coming from at the same level or even a little higher on the other side.
Yeah. It's never on your side.
No,
It's never like 200 yards away. It's like 2 miles away. I mean, there's big bulls, but in that wilderness country, they're not around every tree.
Yeah. And the only time that, we weren't hunting with all of our shit on our back was when you guys went out that morning.
Yeah.
Other than that, we had, camp
40, 50 pounds.
Yeah. Wherever we ended up choosing to camp was where it was going to be. We didn't have to go back to camp. We carried it everywhere. But yeah, so we sat there, and there's some bulls going off on the other side, and you being you, got to go check it out.
So yeah, on that one, we got down to the bottom, got water again, and I asked Wayne, I said, could you keep this bull engaged? Because we had one going off in the timber up there, probably about a mile away, but straight shot. So that sound is going. It's not like it has to go through a bunch of timber over ridges or shit like that. It's a straight shot. So I asked Wayne, I said, could you keep that bull engaged, bugling? I can circle all the way around, which I said a mile, but it's thousands of feet up to get elevation on them. And he said, yeah. And then I decided to switch Tanner out. I'd have him, instead of like blowing your legs out on every stock, I thought, maybe it would be better if you guys switched, because Tanner can run a camera. He's not as good as you, but he can at least get it up the hill. And so we took off. You and Wayne stayed down and called, and we got up and got in right on that bull. I had him in bow range, and he just wasn't. He was a nice 6 point, but I just didn't. I had another, like a satellite bull bedded at 58, I think, nice 6x6 there. But the herd bull came over, and I could have shot him too, but I just, Tanner wanted me to because it was perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nah. So we didn't shoot. We ended up, we ate one of his peak chicken Alfredo meals with no stove, just poured a little water in there, ate it dry and crispy and cold, and it was actually good.
Peak cereal.
Oh, it's so good. And at this time, I wanted to get back down to you guys because we'd been gone for hours.
Yeah.
It takes a while. But this other bull was going off in the next drainage over, and I'm like, was wrestling with shit. That bull is begging to be killed. He was going crazy. But that's hours to get over there. And you guys had been down there for hours, so I'm like, just really wrestling with, we couldn't communicate, so you wouldn't know what I was doing.
Right.
I tried to send you that satellite message thing, but I just was like really wrestling with, should I go try to kill that bull or head down? And like, because there was other bulls bugling down. So I just decided I'm just going to drop straight down that ridge and see what these bulls at the bottom are doing. Well, by the time we got down a little bit, there was a bull coming up the bottom towards you guys. You guys were still like probably, a mile away, but he was coming and he was bugling. So I was like, hustle, running, trying to, I knew he was going to be passing where the bottom of that, the draw we were in, he was in the big drainage. And so I needed to get there. So I go breaking through brush down there, trying to keep Tanner up on me. I get down to where I can see over the bottom, like from the bank kind of. And I'm like, okay, I think I can shoot from here. And I look and I can see him coming. It's like black horned. He's like, I saw he was a big 6x6 and he's just coming up the bottom. So I'm trying to have Tanner hustle up, but also be quiet. It's like, how do you do both?
Yeah.
But that bull was coming. I was cow calling, keeping him coming, and he kept coming. And I ranged 32 yards to the other side, 21 yards to my side of the bottom where the creek was. And I'm like, okay, 32 at the furthest, 21 here. I, put my sight on 21 for the close one, and the second pin would be on 31. I'm like, perfect. Bull comes out, breaks out at 32 and turns right to me. So I'm at full draw waiting, and he comes right to me and to 20 yards probably, or 21, and then turns broadside. So I'm at full draw here. Tanner's filming, it's perfect footage. And I'm like, ew. He doesn't hear me. And so I'm just like, shit, he's going to be gone. He's already quartering away. So I had this little window through the brush. I saw it and just let it go. And that bull, the arrow hit the bull, and the bull like went 20 yards, but it's so thick I couldn't see him. So he disappeared, and it was just dead silent. And I'm just standing there and I'm going, normally when you hit a bull good, they crash until they die. Yeah. It's like 20 or 30 seconds. Just sounds like a herd of elephants. And then it's quiet. But he didn't go hardly anywhere and dead quiet. I'm like, the hell is going on? You don't know what happened. And then, and I don't know how much time elapsed on the footage. You probably do. And then a big crash, and I saw him, and you could tell he went down. I'm like, and Tanner's like, Dad, he goes, I got it. It's epic. And we were just super fired up. And so he's, a big, heavy blackhorn 6x6, and made a good shot, put him down quick. And that was my Wenaha bull. And Tanner was all fired up. He ran up to get you guys. Everybody came down, and there we were. Yeah.
My favorite thing, obviously we weren't there for the kill, but when we walked across the creek and into where the bull had died was, perfect. It's like this dark background and everything's so thick, and then just this little opening, and that's where he died.
I know.
And it was just like, oh.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. So beautiful.
It was meant to be. With all that happened, even though it was 3 or 4 day hunt, it's pretty short, just relatively speaking, for Tanner to be there to last minute, to be able to help out filming, to go with me on that, to actually film that one with my oldest son who just killed a big bull in the wilderness himself. And then to have you guys close enough to go get you, and it's just,
I got the satellite message.
Dude.
Yeah.
It could not have been any better. Where he died, the photos, where we could break down, we camped right there. Wayne told his incredible John 3:16 story. It was, it could not have went better.
Yeah, I just realized when Tanner came up and started he gave us like 3 bugles back to back to back.
Yeah.
We had just sat down We had just made it right there across the creek.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we had just gotten down when he started doing that.
So you guys had moved from where we left?
Yeah, so where you left us, we ended up going kind of across. Wayne had thought he heard you cow call, so we're like, okay, we'll go across this drainage and see. They're probably gonna go check out those other bulls because it had been a couple hours, so we figured you passed on that bull. But then I got that text, and we waited for like another hour. We're like, there should be plenty of time, so that's when we headed down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how far were you from the bull at that time?
I mean, we probably walked 250 yards.
Oh, so you're close.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
close. Yeah.
Shit.
So, but yeah, I mean, couldn't have died in a better place, at least for photos and the video. Super cool. Yeah.
Man, it was amazing. Very thick on the video.
Yeah.
Very thick. But that bull breaks through that, and looks big as shit coming through all that creek bottom.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, on the video, it's like, when Tanner showed us on the camera, it was like, oh, you can just see him. But when it's blown up onto like a big screen, it's like, damn.
You see it good?
Yo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, clear
I
as day.
haven't even looked at it.
Oh,
I've only
okay,
looked at
yeah.
it on Tanner's phone. I should put it on
And that's not punching at all. That's just as it is. So we'll be able to
should
punch
be
into
good.
it. Yeah.
Should be good.
Yeah. But then we, celebrated and broke him down.
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't get any more in the bottom.
That was a pack out, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Wayne, I think we talked about this on maybe one of the other, we did Tanner's podcast, and then, we talked about it a little bit, but Wayne, he had a horse packer set up, and then I had also talked to Cal Halliday, and when I was in there by myself on an opening weekend, he said, hey, if you kill a bull in here by yourself, he goes, let me know, send me a text or something. I'll have, 4 or 5 guys here within 5 hours to help pack. So no, it wasn't opening weekend, but I told Wayne that, and I said, he goes, well, who do you want to get a hold of? You want to get a hold of Cal, or do you want to get a hold of the horse packer? And I'm like, I think I'd rather have Cal with some other badass, mountain guys, and just share this pack out with them. And this is, once in a lifetime. And these guys are savages. Let's get them down here. And, true to form, Cal, they got up, I don't know what time, 3 a.m, made it all the way there. They said they'd be there at 8 a.m. They were down at my bull at 8:01. And this is miles and miles and miles, driving, rough road, packing miles, and they showed up 1 minute late.
I don't even know how you do that.
I don't either. But they couldn't be any happier to be part of that.
I'm
And
stoked.
just studs.
Yeah.
And so, it's like, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the whole hunt, but that morning was a special one. We had the bull broke down by that time, but man, they were down to, like, we didn't bone out the front shoulder. That morning though, they were like so willing to, we hadn't boned out the shoulder, there comes a point where, like, you can work on those bulls for a long time. Sometimes it takes fresh perspective and energy. And they say, hey, Cal said, hey, do you want me to bone out these front shoulders? You can do it, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And then take the bottom jaw off, which I hadn't done either. And so it was nice having just fresh energy in there. And then just packing, like, we would have had to do 2 trips, which in that place, 2 trips, so that would have been a whole nother day of getting your ass kicked.
I probably would have expired down there.
Probably would have died. But so to why can't I figure out Ryan's last name?
I don't know if we've ever known it.
We haven't, but I should be able.
Oh.
All I have to do is text Cal.
Yeah, true.
It's like, is that impossible? But Cal, Eric, Keith, and Ryan, just freaking studs.
Yeah, so thankful for them. They definitely saved my ass. That's for sure.
It was incredible.
Yeah. And then, of course, packed up the base camp that Wayne was staying at and drove out, dropped the bull off at, was that White's?
White's, yeah. In Gresham.
Yeah. That guy was super nice too.
I know. Yeah. He's pumped to make pepperoni and sausage for me, just doing special stuff with it. But, I will say, a wilderness bull they got to work really hard to live, right? Normally, they're not giant bodies because it's so hard back there to survive. Well, this bull was fucking giant.
Huge.
So, and people, they talk all sorts of shit. I mean, I got the piece of paper here. We weighed every piece of boned out meat, 304 pounds. So the butcher at White's said that's a 1,000-pound animal. So 1,000-pound elk on the hoof in the wilderness, that's an animal.
That's the first thing I noticed when I walked up to him was like, holy shit. But then I was like, maybe it's just I haven't been around, I wasn't on the other trips. I haven't seen a dead bull this year.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, there's a big body.
Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was giant, old bull. Yeah, so we got tons of meat. I mean, and normally, I'm not saying anybody wastes meat, but when you have to pack that far to that hole, people maybe aren't like as precise on getting that meat out of there. But I take all the rib meat out. I take every stitch of meat off that thing, and it ended up being 304 pounds. So, we're getting tenderloins, all the neck meat, all the, in between the ribs, all the stomach lining meat, I'd get all of it. It's like, if I kill a bull, everything's coming out. And so we did a good job with that.
Yeah. So 24 years of putting in, are you happy with the outcome?
I mean, the hunt couldn't have went any better other than it could have been longer. I mean, I think about the experiences I had, and I'm glad I didn't get that bull killed that first morning, the one that came in so fast, because I would have really felt cheated. I still a little bit feel cheated on it happened. It still happened pretty quick. Yeah, we enjoyed the hunt. We got everything somebody would want on a backcountry hunt. I just would have wanted a little more. A few more bulls, a few more getting close, some more miles, maybe a little bit more misery. But when I look back on it now, when you look at the photos and you think of the memories, when you talk about the hunt like this, it's like, how could it be any better? I feel so grateful to have, to have my oldest son there. He's away in the Army for quite a while, so we didn't get a chance to do epic trips. The herd bull was there. Wayne Endicott is, one of the best men you'll ever meet. And then to have you there to basically document the hunt with those photos, and we'll have those forever. That's history too. And how could it have been better?
Yeah.
It's as good as it gets. And then to have the guys come in, Cal, Eric, Keith and Ryan, have to meet them and to see them work and to be like just influenced by their passion. I'll never forget that either. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know how it could have went better.
Okay, this is my one tough question, and we could take it off the end of the podcast. It might not fit in here, but I think it'll apply to the film. So obviously Roy was who got you into bow hunting, and your life is bow hunting. You are the bow hunter. It's what you've dedicated your life to. So when you have these trips and you have these experiences, knowing that Roy was the one that got you into it, and obviously he passed away, is there any amount of survivor's guilt or anything like that where you feel undeserving?
I feel undeserving to be in the position I'm in, because Roy was better than me at everything. Everything I care about, the mountains, bow hunting, woodsmanship, confidence, he was better. So here I am having all this success, and he was better than me. He should be, he had a lot of success, and he made a huge impact on those around him when he was here for the 49 years he was here. But I wish it wasn't over. And whatever I do, I just think he would have surpassed that. And so whatever success I have, he would have had greater success. And that's, I don't know if I feel cheated that I don't get to witness that and be part of that and share that with him, but, and I'd love to share all this. I'd love to, that's what I miss the most. It's like, I'm still going to do what I do. I still am, the bow hunter, but it's not the same. It's just the victories, the successes just aren't quite as sweet. It's just everything is a little muted since he fell. And, so, we lose people we love in life, and we must go on, and we must try to honor them. And so that's what I'm trying to do. He got me started in bow hunting. I'm just trying to live up to the example he set for me.
Well, I think the few years I've known you, I never knew Roy, obviously, but the stories I hear, I think he'd be proud. I think the foot you put forward for hunting, for bow hunting, for standing up for others, we talked about this yesterday, but that to me is I don't know. I've been with you during Cocodona and times where I can understand why people look at you and hold you to such a high standard. It's like, this is Superman. And Cocodona, I talked about this too, is like, there were times where I was like, this is just the raw form of who you are as a man. And, beat down, you were still one step, one foot in front of the other. And, I'm inspired. I've talked about that. There's a lot of things I wouldn't do had I not known you. And the grace you show me when I show up to a hunt and I can't continue, I think he would be proud. I know he would be proud, and I'm honored to know you and to get to capture those moments and spend those hunts with you and your family and Wayne and people who are closest with you. So thank you.
Well, thanks. That's so well said. But just know that that's Roy. It's not me. Yeah. I wasn't, he was a much better man that made me look at things differently and have a different perspective. So I'm just doing what I think he would do. And so when you say offering grace, or if you say, that's just his influence. I'm trying to be, I'm not a kid. I should know better, but I'm flawed. And he always helped me navigate or just be the man I should have been. He helped with that. So, he's been gone now for 10 years, and it's been tough, but just trying to do what he would do. And like I said, honor that legacy. And so you saying those kind words means a lot. And I'm glad that you feel that way. And just know that in some ways that's Roy's influence. So,
yeah, well, that's all I had for the recap.
It's a good one. Well, maybe I got one more quick little elk hunt.
Yeah. Maybe we're going to have to do recap episode 2.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the only episode.
Well, thanks for all that. That was a good discussion. And yeah, that's the update from September, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep hammering.
Someone to blame, they sent their hate, it fuels my pace. I am Roy Tough, I am the change, the fuel in dirt, feeling like Cam Haynes.